Hey guys, this is Jeff Mayfield and welcome back. Today I want to talk to you today about a book I've been reading with some friends. The book is called Precious Remedies Against Satan's Devices. It's written by a Puritan, Thomas Brooks. And I want to talk to you a little bit about a few things that we've been learning in Part 5. Part 5 is really about how Satan tries to ensnare us. And one of the things I want to talk about is the way that Satan tries to ensnare those people, especially those people who like to study the Bible, like to study theology, like to learn lots of facts. Maybe they're teachers in the church. Maybe they're studying to be teachers. I spend some time a little bit teaching college and seminary students sometimes, and I hang out with those folks, and they do a great job of learning really deep truths about God. But one of the challenges for those people is that they tend to, first of all, rely on their own strengths. They think, well, everything's going to go great in the church that I go to, in the church in which I'm a teacher or pastor, because I am so gifted. And of course, the Lord is dishonored with this way of thinking as we rely on us instead of Him. Another problem with this way of thinking is that it causes us to look down on others. And this isn't just a challenge for those who like to learn. Some people like to serve and like to help others. And they look down on the people that are always studying the Bible instead of serving and helping and meeting physical needs. So it can work either way. But let me move forward with those that like to learn. They will think, well, the most important thing is to know the facts about God and do the important teaching in the church. And so they look down, perhaps, on those who don't understand the Scriptures as well as they do, or at least they think they don't understand the Scriptures as well as they do. And the truth of the matter is that it's true that you may in fact have a gift. We all do. Even those who serve well have a gift. We all have gifts, and sometimes we like to think our gift is one of the most important gifts. But the truth is, others are gifted differently than we are, and that serves the church well. And sometimes those people that are gifted differently than us, they may actually walk closer to God than we do. I know for myself, I want to know lots of facts about God, but I don't want to just know facts for facts' sake. I want to know facts about God so it will help me walk closer with God and to be more holy and to know a sweet fellowship with God that I can have there. But the truth is, I may not have as close fellowship with God as someone who doesn't maybe know as many facts, but actually is just a far more faithful servant of God. And so I can't look down, and I never should look down on those whose gifts are different than mine, because God gifts us all differently. And as I said before, they may be ahead of me in holiness. They may be ahead of me in being useful to other people in the church, and that's a shame. And of course, this is the way that it works. This side of glory, we all do have our gifts, and yet we ought not to look down on others. Another thing along the same line, the second point that I wanted to talk to you about from Part 5 of Thomas Brooks' book is the idea that we might, we have division. Churches have division. Maybe it's division caused by what I just spoke about before, but there's oftentimes division in the church, and he gives a remedy for division that may happen in the church. He says what we ought to do is spend far more time thinking about the graces in the person that you oppose. Perhaps you have an opposition to somebody because you've gotten off on the wrong foot, or they've said something bad about you, and then you said something bad about them, or you got into an altercation somewhere, and we have a hard time getting back on the right foot with them. And he says, think about the grace that you see in them. God loves this person and has given them grace and is using them perhaps in your church, and you do better to think about the way God is using them rather than keep thinking about their faults. As a matter of fact, if your opponent keeps thinking about your faults, they'll never start liking you. And yet, if by God's grace they can stop thinking about your faults and start thinking about the ways that you have God's grace at work in your life, they may come to like you and have your relationship restored. And the same for you. If you can think about the grace of God in their life, also, you can find progress in your relationship being reestablished in a way that honors God. So these are two tips that I hope are helpful to you and help you grow in your own walk with the Lord.